This is the rather fabulous Catherine Burbles
Yep.
thing. I think hero for both of us. A fantastic head teacher, basically got thrown out, harangued out of the left wing,
Great
the
outcomes.
Labour movement. Yeah, about great outcomes, and to basically said she thought the lefty lunatic teaching was taking over schools and failing the poorest children who are most in need of good schooling. She said at the Michaela Community School and in Brent in northwest London. And hey, the stats tell you the tale. Their results are off the scale, better than some of the top fee-paying private schools in terms of the number of nines. That's an A-star being delivered for her pupils. Yes, they get to do some selection. Yes, they do, but these are kids from the poorest homes, free school meals and that, and these kids are doing brilliantly. And yes, she's very, very strict on lots of rules, no mobile phones, silence in the corridors, keeping everyone calm, getting the job done. Well, she is facing, her school, a community battle at the High Court over their policy on prayer. Now, obviously, they have a lot of Muslim pupils in the area they're in. The Muslim pupils obviously are allowed to pray, and praying a number of times a day is part of Islam. However, a number of pupils have decided to start, about 30 of them, praying in the school playground, in the yard, in March last year, using blazers to kneel on, weren't permitted to bring in prayer mats. They were told, no, you need to pray indoors, you need to pray in a prayer room if you want to do that. And again, not all of the kids would do that, even the Muslim kids wouldn't all do that. But you can't, it's not something you should be doing in public. They've basically gone to court. One of the male pupils has basically said, I have a right to do this. Now, it's a High Court hearing. They were told that the stance was backed by the governing body, and they argue that, look, this is something they, to carry on with school business. They can't have this happening. They have, since this became public, had bomb hoaxes, death threats, bricks through windows. They had actually asked the school to keep this private, so not name the school in the court hearings, but media have asked for it to be made public. What do you make of this case?
Well, Julia, I wonder if this is another confusion of ends and means here. Is it really about praying, or is it about rebelling against the school and also using leverage in order to try and bend some of the rules? So that's the first question I would ask. But my overall impression here is something that is in the Bible. You render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and you render unto God what is God's. You have to separate them. You can't overlap. If the business of a school is education, that's what it should be doing. If you're allowing people to pray privately, that's good too. But for heaven's sake, the school is not run for the benefit of anything other than education.
No,
Let's stick to that.
I'm a big fan of that. I mean, the French get a lot of things wrong in my view, but the one thing they've got right is keeping religion out of schools.
Render unto Caesar.
Headscarves, no nothing, no cross. Sorry, even though it's a very widespread Catholic country, keep religion out of schools. And also, again, the pressure. We've seen more and more, girls, in primary school, children are showing, 5, 6 years old, being sent to school in hijabs, in headscarves, even though there is no requirement whatsoever in Islam, for women to cover themselves anyway. It's certainly not burqa or anything awful like that. That's nowhere there. But also, certainly not for children at primary school, girls to have to cover themselves. And a lot of schools, fighting against it, to basically say, once a number of girls do it, other girls feel pressured, other parents feel pressured, and that's what this prayer battle,
well, the other
issue is probably about. It's about peer pressure and again, it's ideological Islam as opposed to your private personal right to exercise your religious beliefs, which I 100% endorse. But they're able to pray, but you're just not doing it in a very open, public, look at me display. And that's a very different thing at a school.
And if your religion is that important, why do you send your kids to that school?
Why didn't you send them to
another school?
Again, I wouldn't allow religious schools. How's that worked out for Northern Ireland, separating children by religion? I don't think we should separate children by their parents' religion. I don't think children should be separated on that basis.
I agree.
I think it's very, very bizarre. I say I'm with the Michaela School, with Catherine Burbles on this all the way. Children should be in school in lessons rather than making a show of their religious belief. It should be, I would say, almost irrelevant, their religious belief, to their education.